So this is the book review that we have for one of the final weeks. I did mine on Tinkering and Engineering in the Classroom by Sylvia Lebeau Martinez and Gary S. Stader. One of the quotes from the book is, and from, they quoted in the book was, "To understand is to invent." And that one kind of really put into perspective in the first part of the book in the introduction area as to what technology really is in the classroom, and to understanding is to invent, and that really set the mood for the whole book, and what I should be looking for as I navigated my way through this book. They clearly state out in the introduction that this book is intended to be aspirational. Like Papert, we believe in kid power and know that teachers hold the key to liberating the learner. The values, tools, and activities of the maker movement enrich and accelerate that process. So as I read this, I knew that this would be, tying together all that we have learned throughout this course so far. Since we're almost done with it, it's been, really learning how to make your classroom more technologically sound. Technology is really making its way into the world as more of a necessity now, rather than just something that is like an extra. It is something that we need to know as educators to be able to, help our students move into the next era of all of our lives. Another quote from the book is, even if you don't have access to expensive but increasingly affordable hardware, every classroom can become a maker space where kids and teachers learn together through direct experience with an assortment of high and low tech materials. The potential range, breadth, power, complexity, and beauty of projects have never been greater, thanks to the amazing new tools, materials, ingenuity, and playfulness you will encounter in this book. It is super, super true after reading the book that I have found that there are so many different ways and tools that I can use to reach my students on levels that they will carry with them into not only their school careers and careers in the workforce, but also in their lives. As I said, big takeaways for me were that education is becoming more technologically advanced for both the educators and the learners in this field. Making our classroom into a maker space is inevitable and beneficial to all as we make our way into the next era. Like I said, it is not going to be just a extra, tool that you can use, like, oh, this teacher is more tech savvy than the next. Might that be true? However, us as educators, we do have to, really learn and be more resourceful with the tools that we can use to reach these students. They're becoming necessity, and moving forward into the next era, we really need to create that environment for our students. The book does also clearly state that the central thesis is that children should engage in tinkering and making because they are powerful ways to learn. Even just being able to make this presentation that I've learned how to make, it's such a powerful way for students to learn from anywhere they are. They're going to be able to listen to lectures without going to the classroom. Students that need extra help or can have extra things at home. It is a very, very powerful way to learn. So that also, that really hit home for me as well. Some more perspective and takeaways from myself is that we learn by doing. That is completely true. You learn by doing something more, and all these ways to interact with 3D printers and all these different technological advances that we have are completely learning by doing it. Providing students with an environment grounded in action, also one of the big takeaways from the book, and that the maker culture gets smarter when it buzzes with activity. So that one took me a little while to understand, but I feel that, the more that we are active about our maker space and the more that we include our students and make them, excited about learning and using these technology tools is going to, make them smarter and buzz with activities. Some links to the title of the book. So here we have Making is about the active role construction plays in learning. The maker has a product in mind when working with tools and materials. Tinkering is a mindset, a playful way to approach and solve problems through direct experience, experimentation, and discovery. And lastly, engineering extracts principles from direct experience. It builds a bridge between intuition and the formal aspects of science by being able to better explain, measure, and predict the world around. So in conclusion, creating a technologically sound classroom and environment for learners is imperative for student development and professional development for us as educators. Learning and keeping up with modern technology is a necessity moving forward, and providing students with the tools that they need to learn. And, in conclusion, lastly, to invent is to learn, to make our classroom more technologically sound and to, invent new activities with the technology tools that we have is going to help our students learn so much more.